you mark your calendars down, and we got a pretty interesting one today. And on the Tuesday show, we got something extra special, I think, that everybody will want to tune into. So let's get started as we're waiting for all the people to come in and start chatting it up. Is the Bitcoin industry on the verge of collapse? Okay, that's a good question. With everything, especially going on in the EU. Okay, so if you've been paying attention to the news, good morning, Steve, that they're going to be limiting use of private wallets like the Ledger or the Trezor and all that sort of thing. So let's have a look into that, of the EU doing its thing. Okay. The first thing I thought when I first looked at that is hogwash. Okay. There's no way in hell, excuse my French, that they can really regulate all that without them pulling out their hair, trying to keep track of all these cryptocurrency transactions, which they can't do anything about anyways. You have to remember they can only control the exchanges. So they can control the on-ramps and the off-ramps. So if you're smart, you can use a decentralized account, okay? Or you can use a VPN, where you can pretend you're from some other place on the planet to do all your cryptocurrency transactions. Or there's other ways of doing that. So, it's just a fear tactic by them to keep people out of the cryptocurrency space because they know their goose is cooked, okay? They're just lashing out at the cryptocurrency market because they're on their last. The old system is dying, okay? So let's have a look at the first question of the day. Nice. Now is the Bitcoin thing collapse? A lot of what I just said is being confirmed by the cards. A lot of the structure of the cryptocurrency market as a whole, including Bitcoin, is very, very strong. There's nothing that the governments can do to stop the flow. Okay, they're trying. Okay, and as I said previously, they can only stop the on ramps and the off ramps to their currency. Okay, once it's on chain, they can't really do anything about it. Okay. Other things showing up in the cards is the price is going to explode into the stratosphere because the old system is dying. As the old system is dying, governments around the world are, well, a good portion of them, unless they're already on board to cryptocurrencies, are going to lash out at everybody that's using cryptocurrency. So if we stop using their funny money and just start using cryptocurrencies ourselves through our own wallets, there's not a damn thing they can do about it. Okay? So price is going to explode. We got a 10 card on that money part of the cryptocurrency market as a whole, especially Bitcoin, meaning it's the end of a cycle for them. Okay? For us, it's just only the beginning. So if you're not into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, we're going to come back to that on Tuesday. And Chainlink and many of the other coins that I mentioned that are going to be part of the new structure going forward, you're going to be very, very well off. Okay? And you don't need a psychic or a medium to tell you that. The people that are involved in this sort of thing, yes, we got the the death card for them, and it's upside down. We got the Wheel of Fortune. So everybody that's this reading's kind of the old system versus the new system coming into play. The old system is dying a slow death. And we got that 10 card at the very end, 10 card of rods, which is the end of a cycle for them. And it's going to take a lot of hard work to get around these nut jobs that are in charge of everything. And there's ways around all this silliness that they're trying to impose on everybody. We got the star card as well in there, meaning it is the way forward. Now, if we stop using their currency, they have no more control over us, which is a good thing. Now, for those people that are kind of shocked by that statement, how can I put this? They always need a boogeyman, okay, to give us fear. So it could be, the thing that was happening for the last 2 years, keep us in fear, thinking that we need them to protect us from this thing, okay? So that's just why we always look to our politicians for solutions, which they never provide. They are the problem, okay? Because they caused it in the first place, and now they're capitalizing on this solution. The war going on, which probably will be coming to an end very, very soon. That was the problem, and they're trying to frame themselves as the solution to that situation, which they will never they'll capitalize on it, but they'll never give the actual solution to that problem. People in power always want to stay in power because of the money, never for the people. Okay? So once you understand that, and they know their back's against the wall, that means they're going to lash out with everything that they got, with fear tactics, threats of being arrested, all that sort of thing, because they know their goose is cooked or going to be cooked. So keep this in mind. And there's always ways around their shenanigans to have actual good money systems in place. Okay? So what other things are on the horizon for the cryptocurrency market, the Bitcoin market? It's going to blast off like a rocket as the old system implodes in on itself. So remember, everybody who's watching this, that the old system is collapsing and they're going to be lashing out at everybody because their backs are against the wall. They're cornered. Okay? And most people don't realize this. If we all switched over to cryptocurrencies for paying for things, they're done. Okay? Just to pound that into everybody's head. And they don't like that. People in power always want to stay in power. This is why Bitcoin is very, very powerful. This is why Ethereum is very, very powerful. It can overthrow governments and companies and many other things. The ones that got on to the crypto train are going to do very, very well. The ones that haven't, well, we're going to have to say goodbye to them and move forward as a civilization around the planet. Okay? So hopefully this gives us some insight, especially that EU, thing that they just brought out, that they're going to try to regulate everything and make sure you're doing this. There's ways around that. Okay? They can't police all that. It'd be virtually impossible to do that. And if we all got into the cryptocurrency and started using cryptocurrency as our money, there's nothing they could do about it. Okay? And they would lose all their power. Just a thought for today. Okay, let's move on to the next question. DPR token. Hey. Hope that last little spiel didn't scare everybody, but it is the truth. Okay. So DPR token, let's have a look. I know nothing about this one really. I don't really follow it. And there's some nasty cards coming up for it. Let's have a look. This is for the next 3 months. Just a reminder that everything that was hidden, okay, about this project is going to be revealed, okay, as we got with the Five of Swords. And everything that was holding it together is going to be a little shaky for the next little while. So it may be a good time to buy when it goes down nice and low. A nice, good buying price. Not financial advice, of course. And a lot of the things that were negative about it are going to be revealed as not being all that negative about it. We got the Three of Swords as well for the price, meaning the idea that they first started with against the gold, there's something coming in between that, okay, stopping it from happening. So it's going to, all the price gains from this one are going to be delayed for quite some time. I'll show you the card. Okay, this is the Three of Hearts, or not the Three of Swords. And when you get this in a reading, it can be very nasty for that situation. But we got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, meaning they're ready to charge forward. They just got to go over this hurdle that came about, and then they're going to move forward. But it's going to be a bit of a waiting game for them. And anyone having this cryptocurrency for the next 3 months, and just a lot of patience for it. The people involved, we got the 10 card again of the wands, meaning it's the end of a cycle. A lot of hard work has gone in. And then after that 3-month period, I think it's going to go way off into the stratosphere. We also got the celebration card for the people. Okay. And the Hangman. It's one of my favorite cards, but it's upside down. So upright, it means you're struggling, you're hung up on an idea. Okay. But it's reversed. So everything that they were hung up on, and it's kind of reflected back in the entire reading, that they're no longer hung up on any ideas or situations, so they can move forward. They just got to get over this hurdle that they were going through to move forward. And we got the World card, and that was upright. So it means it's a really good card for this project going forward. And the world, as they say, the world is your oyster on this card. Okay, so that was DPR. Thank you, Patty. She says, this is so uplifting. I try to be, but I'm going to tell you the way that it is. Okay, and hopefully give some solutions to the situation that maybe sometimes people don't see right away. Okay, trying to think a little outside of that box. So let's have a look at MTV coin. I'm not sure if this is an actual coin. I remember MTV as a music thing, so I'm not sure if it's the same thing. Somebody had asked about it. Let's have a look at it. If it's a thing or not, I'm not sure. Some nasty cards coming up for this one. I think I might need a swig of coffee before I get into this one. Hopefully you're having your morning coffee as well. The wife's working behind the scenes, as you can tell. She's doing a super duper job on everything behind the scenes.
MTV is Multivac.
Multivac. Okay. The wife came through. She is super duper. And it's a coin, I guess, or a token.
Yep.
Yep. It's a coin. So it is a cryptocurrency of some sort. Okay. So let's have a look at this. In the body of it, I'll just show you the card, and it's pretty self-explanatory. We got the 9 of Swords. I think that's 9. Yes, it's a 9. And if you just look at what the guy is doing, he's sitting up in bed going, everything's going wrong, and I can't get to sleep because I'm thinking about this thing too much. Right next to that card, this is the platform itself. We got the card of confusion. Okay, you see all the guys going all over the place, not knowing where to go, and a lot of struggle going on within the platform. But they are still building. Okay, we got the 3 of Pentacles showing off their work, but all this other nonsense is going on around the situation. Even now they're building, there's a lot of characters, I'll just say it that way, within the organization doing interesting things. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Making it really tough for the actual serious people working on it to move forward. So the price will do okay. We got some good cards for the price, so it will go up, even though all this other stuff is going on behind the scenes with other members that are working on the project. And we got a 10 card. We got the 10 card of Swords. And as everybody knows here, 10 cards are end of a cycle. So I'm going to show that card to you. Okay, I'm starting to work on your psychic abilities when you're reading things. Okay, what's that look like? So it's the end of a cycle, and if you go by what I just said, they're having problems at the moment, or probably in the next 3 months. So all this backstabbing and all this nastiness going on behind the scenes is about to end. So it's a 10 card, meaning end of a cycle. So this is coming to an end for that project. Okay, he looks not so comfortable. So it's going to take them some time to get back to work and get back on the right track to move their project forward. So they got to overcome all this stuff. And then the price is going to do very, very, very well. Because we had the death card, but it's upside down. And we got this card. And this is a great card to get for any reading. It means a lot of things moving forward with hard work behind the scenes to overcome all of the obstacles that were plaguing them. Okay? So that was MTV coin. Looks pretty. Not financial advice. If you got a little extra cash, might be a good time to buy if you're wanting to. Okay? But, my money and the wife's money goes into Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and those coins. So let's have a look at the next one. Home test. Now, we got to watch what we say because this is still YouTube that we're doing this. And we got the Facebook and we got the Twitch. So we got to be a little careful. Okay? So just have a look. And the actual person who wrote that did a little bit more explicit, but we had to tame it down a little bit for YouTube, if you know what I mean. Don't want the YouTube police to come get us. Now, the home tests, I think, are going to be a thing of the past. They're still trying to bring that fear out. And it's, I don't think, quite working around the world as they thought it might. They're grasping on straws. But the tests themselves, aren't as bad as the actual going forward. It is demeaning and all that stuff, especially if you don't believe in the whole scenario. If you did believe in the scenario, yeah, it's okay for those people. The whole scenario is smoke and mirrors. We got the magician card. Okay. And the test it's just there to ease the mind of people, even though it's not accurate or anything like that. I don't think it's very bad for your health. And most of the time you can kind of fake it, especially if you're home. You break down things on the piece of paper and send it to your employer. You don't need to stick it up somewhere. Just saying. Especially if nobody's watching. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at that. Other things that are attached to this is going to be something of the past, and the money making, they're going to try to make a lot of money from these tests, but it's not going to be really paying off for them because the world is changing faster than they can react at the moment. So like I just said, the home tests are going to be a thing of the past, and we're going to move on to the next boogeyman going forward. So you don't need to stick it up anywhere. You can just write on the piece of paper that they give you. Okay? Just a way of thinking of things. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Now, somebody had to ask, because the question was in a show or two ago about Cult Dio, going back. Because I think we came up with the fact that it is a pump and a dump. And they were asking the question, will it continue to go up after it does this sort of thing? So let's have a quick read on that one. And then I think there's one more, or is that the last one? That was the last one from the people out there. And then we'll get to the people in the chat. There's a lot of good questions I'm reading off to the side here coming up. And remember, if I don't get to your question, we'll try to write it down all after the show. But if we miss it, make sure you put it in the comments down below the video after it goes live on, or becomes a regular video on YouTube or wherever you're watching this from. Okay? So we don't forget, and we can make it part of the next show. Okay? So will Cult Dio go up? And the answer to that question is no. Okay, it's going to do its pump and it's going to dump. And if you're lucky, you got right at the top and sold, and then it drops down. It's not going to really continue to do amazingly well with the price point. It'll do this for the next foreseeable future. So that it's a really quick one for Cult Dio. It just is what it is. Okay. Okay, let's get to the chat here.
Are you going to do the ones before this?
From the piece of paper. So people were talking in the chat before we went live. Okay. Now we don't have little thingies on for the bottom here for these yet. Somebody was asking crypto collapse. How long will the crypto market collapse? Not for very long. it, like I said previously, it's gonna go this and it's gonna be like shark teeth. Okay, for a little while. Okay, it's not gonna fall flat on its face and never recover. It's gonna come back very, very quickly because of all the things going on. And this is gonna be the time that all the people that aren't into crypto, those powers that be, will be trying to frighten us. Okay, because people in power always want to stay in power. Okay, so they're going to throw out all this fear into the market, causing downturns in the market. Recently, when they try to do this, the market does the opposite, then go down. It goes up. Okay, so it's not going to last very, very long, and it would be something that I don't worry about, the wife doesn't worry about, and neither should anybody else. It's just a bunch of smoke and mirrors from politicians making the whole thing collapse. Okay? Let's see what else. XDC $1. Will it get to a $1? That's a good question. And then we got the Axion, which we'll get to. So XDC. Of course, we didn't have a amount of time, so this will be for the next year because you didn't specify a time period. I could say, yeah, it'll get to $1. Just no indicator of the time. Okay, so XDC will go to $1. I think it's going to be beyond a little beyond this year. So it's going to be not going to be 2022. It's going to be 2023, 2024. It will get to that dollar mark, just not anytime soon. Okay, it's going to be very close. Okay. Okay, what else we got here?
You said Axion?
Axiom Pump. Will it continue? Because I guess they got the burn mechanism in there now. Burning many of the coins. Okay, because they keep pumping out coins like a Dogecoin. Does 10,000 coins every day. And it's hard to keep value within the market when you keep pumping out coins. What other market does this? I'll give you a minute. As I'm sipping my coffee. What other currency just keeps pumping out money like crazy and the value of the currency keeps going down? It's the American dollar, the Federal Reserve. Okay? So you need a system in place. It's too bad you can't burn dollars to bring the value back up, but they don't have that mechanism. Okay? But you can do that with cryptocurrencies. Yes, David, you got it. USD, Canadian currency, pesos, they all do the same thing. Okay? So if you apply that logic to any other currency, you'll have your answer. Okay? Dogecoin doesn't have a burning mechanism. So it's going to be very, very difficult for it to gain a lot of money per coin. Okay? Because the way the algorithm works for Dogecoin, it just keeps pumping out money or coins every day. So you'd have to put in the entire amount of money from the world to bring that one Dogecoin to $1 million or whatever. Okay, it would be hard pressed to keep up with the amount of coins being generated. So Axiom pump continue with their burning mechanism. Okay. Yes, it will. It's the end of a cycle. Okay, we got the 10 card, we got the 10 of wands, so it's the end of the cycle. Okay, on the old system. When the new system comes into place with that burning mechanism, it will continue to pump. Not amazingly all the time, but it's going to be bringing the price up gradually over time. Okay, it's not going to be overnight. You're going to be a millionaire because you got a million Axiom coins or whatever. Okay, it's going to be slow. And we got a yes card on that. We got the Ace of Pentacles. Hey, Ace cards are always yes to your question. So you're learning about tarot cards as we go along. Okay, so yeah, it will continue, but not like crazy, amazing a pump. It'll be nice and steady, like the Ethereum price. Okay, and it's going to go up and it's going to go down as they keep burning coins as they go along.
Quarkchain.
Quarkchain. Wow, Quarkchain. Well, the body of it is shaky at best. A lot of things going on. We got a bunch of aces, but they're reversed, and aces always are yes to a question. So this is for the next 3 months for Quarkchain. It's going to have a lot of troubles going on. The price is going to be all over the place. It's going to follow along with the Bitcoin. It's kind of that magnet that keeps everything moving forward. There's going to be a little bit of a collapse with the people that are involved in the project. Okay, because we got the tower. And this is with the people involved in the project. And look what's happening. Oh, it's burning, it's crumbling, it's falling down. But this is to do with the people that are involved in the project. And we also got the Hangman, our favorite card, the Hangman. You're hung up on an idea or solution, and it's not moving forward. So they're going to have to rethink the way that they're going to move forward. Okay. What else? Oh, we got this card. It's one of the more interesting. If you'll have a look at the card, I'm teaching you how to read tarot as we go along. We got the guy, he's sneaking away with the goods. Okay. So that could be some of the problem behind the scenes of this Quarkchain. Now, the price is going to be okay once they clear out a lot of the people that are doing these things. Because we got some aces in the price and we got a Knight of Wands. So it's going to be moving forward beyond these difficulties that it is in now. Okay, so it's going to be fine. No problems. It's just going to have a really rough stretch for the next little while. Okay? Hopefully that answers everybody's question about Quarkchain.
IOTX.
IOTX. IOTX. We hear from the distance. The wife is on the ball. She's got a whole bunch of monitors open. I'm just here to look pretty and try to entertain you. And we got some people from Twitch. And he's doing nefarious things behind the scenes here. We don't allow advertisements here. Okay? Once you get a little bit of fame, I guess you can call me famous. You get these wonderful people coming in and trying to disrupt the apple cart. We don't like that here, so that's okay. So we're looking at that. IOTX. Because I'm no Mr. Beast or Booty Pie. Not even in the same ballpark, but I get a little bit. Now I get emails all the time about people wanting to join forces and all this sort of thing. I had 4 of them yesterday. So I got to weed through them and see if there's anything good about them, because there's a lot of scams in those as well. So, okay, we're looking at IOTX. Things are looking up. They're rebuilding things. There's a lot of things that they were tied to. They've negated a lot of the disastrous things that were going on behind the scenes. A lot of secrets are going to be revealed about all the nefarious things going on. Not overly horrible things that they were doing behind the scenes. Now we got the Two of Swords, which is a transitional card going from making, there's 2 paths that can happen. That's what it means when she's doing that with the swords. We can go this way or we can go this way. And they're going to be choosing to go the correct way as everything is being revealed behind the scenes of everything that's going wrong. But of course, in that transition, it's going to have a huge effect on the price. Okay? And everything else going on in the planet. It's going to make things tough for them. And they negated the death of the project, but they're still tied to old ideas that don't work. This is the devil's card. Ooh. And it just means you're tied to an idea, okay, that does not work. And you're more concerned about the big money than anything else by not doing proper service to the customer, okay, in this case. Okay, so IOTA is going to come through that, and it's going to start to bounce back up as things right themselves. Okay, so that was IOTX. Now let's get to the chat. Ethereum? Question mark. Yeah? Kind of vague. It's a great coin to get into. It's going to be one of the top coins. We don't even need a reading on this. I just give you a little blurb.
Oh.
Continue with the Ethereum. Awesome. Ethereum is going to be one of the top coins. It's one of the top 5. I'm going to give it 5 coins that you should have in your portfolio going forward, because everything is going to be changing within the financial systems. The old financial system is going to be collapsing. And this is why you're seeing governments lash out at everybody in the new system, okay? Because they don't want to give up power. So Ethereum is going to be one of the top coins that is going to start to build the new system. So it's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, surprise, surprise, and Chainlink. And, well, XRP is going to be there in some form. Wait till Tuesday's show. There's some interesting questions. And Bitcoin Cash. Okay? So if you have those ones in your portfolio, you're going to do just fine. Okay? Let's move on to the next thing. Hello, Henri. Do you see Shiba Inu losing 1 or 2 zeros this year? Okay. We always get a Shiba Inu question every show, it seems. And we had stated yes, it'll lose a 0 or 2 this year. But I think once they do the burning and I think they're in the process of switching things around for themselves by April 5th, I believe it was. Then they're going to be really going forward. But it's not like everybody wants everything. No, it's not. It's going to take some time. So in the next 2-3 years, once they've sorted everything out, okay, then it's going to do very, very well. And it's going to start losing zeros at a fantastic rate. I think that's all we need to say about that. But yes, it's going to lose those zeros, but not in this year. Okay, what's next? Will Pi Network take off this year? We did a reading on that yesterday. There was some troubles going on. There's some restructuring that we've saw in that. This is yesterday's reading because we did Pi Network yesterday. And there's a lot of things that have to happen before that sort of thing happens. If you watch that show, I lay it out all out for you. It will stick around, and there's a lot. It won't be this year. It'll be the following years where it will start to pump up. Okay, that's a nice quick one. Can you do a reading on Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy? Yes. See him all the time, actually. I never thought I would do a reading, but here's our celebrity reading for today. Woohoo! I like him. He tells it as it is. So I really like that. Now we might get into non-crypto things in his rating, but let's just have a look. Michael Saylor, the bearded one. So we might need a sip of coffee before getting into this. Just looking at my time. Now, everything that he's doing right now is very good. His health is a little shaky at the moment. I think he's working a little too hard on things, physical labor. So this is going to be dragging him down because there's a lot of things that he needs to accomplish within his organization to bring it forward and to keep everything moving. So he's a hard-working fella. A lot of the health issues that he was ignoring are going to be coming to the fray. So he's going to have to step back a tiny bit and maybe elect somebody to do some of the work for him. Okay, because I think it's good that he's in the forefront doing the work and stuff, but I think he's going to need more assistance to help him out with things to bring his health back a little bit, because he's going to be fine, but he's just going to have to pay attention to his health situation before he collapses from exhaustion, not anything else. Just he's going to have to reel it back in a little bit, and he'll be fine. Okay, so let's have a look at his money situation. He's going to be doing well. There's going to be a bit of a dip in his finances for the next little while as we move forward, and as all the pressures of everybody on the outside, governments, companies, and that sort of thing, are going to be weighing down on his situation. So he's going to, again, with that health, it's going to be affecting his financial situation. And he's not going to be poor. Don't get me wrong, but he's going to be taking a little bit of a dip in the next little while, and then it's going to come back. The people around him are indecisive, which is interesting. We got that Two of Swords, meaning he could go one way or the other way. Okay, if you remember. Okay, so the decision will be from the people around him in his organization. Will they go this way or this way? They're going to be, I think, prompting him to get more help, because he can't do everything himself. So they're going to be working on that. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of celebrations around him in his organization, and his personal life is going to become much, much better. And there's some legal things that he's going to have to go through, which is understandable for a guy like him. And he's going to win out over that, as, like I said previously, governments do not like cryptocurrencies because that means they're going to have to give up their power. And people in power like to stay in power at all costs because it pays them the money. They don't care about you, they care about the money. Once you figure that out, everything else becomes clear. Okay. Yeah, so he's going to have to fight against that sort of thing going forward. But overall, he's going to be fine. He just needs more help and not, as Daniel says, have that burnout. Okay. Once he gets that extra people on board to help him out, he'll be just fine. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. When will be my personal all-time high? Now I'm learning ATH, which is also a crypto. So when will be my personal all-time high in your cryptos? I'm assuming this is Mr. XX. Now, there's no time, okay? But I think it's going to be in the next 3 months' time. You're going to have the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh. Pentacles being finances, wealth, that sort of thing. And aces are always yes. And the strategies that you're working on behind the scenes to do the things that you do are going to be working out for you. So you got the Page of Swords, meaning it's going to be very, very good within that 3-month period of time. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. When will the market drop to buy more crypto? That's a hard question. Drop. It's always dropping and it's always going up. But you're thinking of the big drop. I think that moment in time is gone, really. There might be a slight drop, okay, where you can pick up some cryptos at, if you're an American, 48,000 maybe. Canadian, that'd be like 52. Let's just throw some cards down, see what we got. Here's the question. This is how I'll frame it. Will there be another big drop, like huge, okay, in the market for everybody to pick up some new cryptocurrencies instead of when? And then we'll work on the when. There is going to be a big drop in the next 2 months. Not here. Again, it's not a huge drop. It's like, because there's too many people rich people getting into the system. And if you disrupt that too much, these rich people get too angry, especially with governments that want to keep power. So they'll be sued to all ends of the earth by these people doing that. I don't think there's going to be some huge collapse. I think that's what you're referring to. There's going to be little ones. So if you're a trader, just mark them down like 15%, 5%. And if you're a trader and you know what I'm talking about on your trading window, okay, so 5-10%, okay, when it drops, then buy, goes up, sell, make sure you do 15% from where you bought it, because you got to pay those fees for cryptocurrency market. Okay, so there is, but just little ones. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Is Rfox a good project, and where do you see their price going over the next few years? Okay. Okay, this is for the Rfox. It's okay project. It's not anything spectacular. It'll make some money for some people. They got the right team involved, but they just can't really get the traction for the next 3 months' time and beyond. It's going to be the people that are working on it are fine. It's just I don't think they've worked out everything they need to work out to really get the traction and to move it forward. Okay, so kind of one that I would stay away from. Buy that Bitcoin instead. Okay, you probably make more money from that. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. Do we have any 3 cards? Yes, we do. Hi, Andre. May I have a 3-card reading on my life direction? That's a big question. Okay. No problem. Getting close to the hour. Just a reminder, if I don't get to your question, make sure you put it in the chat below or the comments below so I remember to get to them for next show. Okay? Or other shows that are going to be coming up. Okay? Well, it does show that you're hung up on a situation. You're not willing to go to there's a split point, okay? And you're hung up on one of the ones that can bring you more income, and you're going to be faltering on that and not delivering on the idea of it, okay? And you're going to have a lot of regrets of that decision moving forward. There is a situation where you can do both, okay, at the same time. Look kind of like what I do here on YouTube. I work a normal job, and I also do YouTube and readings and all that as my side gig, okay? And I'm picking up this is pretty much your situation. Keep your regular job and do the other thing on the side, okay? Until you master that. I'm not a master of YouTube yet. Nothing like a PewDiePie or a Mr. Beast. Not even the same ballpark. But I keep working on my craft to move forward with that until it becomes my main thing. Okay? And I think this is the situation that you are in. So make sure that you follow that, but don't burn all the bridges. Okay? Just keep your normal job and keep going forward. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. Do you know something about the effects of solar flares this weekend? There was talk of a lot of the satellites from what's it called, Starlink, being taken out by some of the solar flares that were happening. So I think it's going to be a little disruptive in our communications for the next little while. I don't think it's going to be destroying anything up if we're worried about the being connected to everybody, via cell phone or computer and all that. It will disrupt that, but I don't think it's going to be destroying that. Of course, we got this whole bunch of people in the truther market, first area of things, that always bring this situation up, and that they say it's the end of the world. And to those people, I say, stop it. It'll be a little disruptive, yes, but will it kill everything? No. It's not the end of the world. Some people, it's the end of the world. No, it's the end of the world as you know it. Okay? So, solar flares, it will happen. Everything I just mentioned is true. We got the Ace of Swords. Because I was speaking it out loud. It's the end of a cycle. Or it's not the end of a cycle. We thought it was the end of a cycle, because we got a 10 card, but it's reversed. So everybody thinking, oh, it's the end. No, it's not. Just sit on it. Relax. We're fine. Okay. It may have a little bit of disruption, but I'd be more worried about the financial system collapsing than I would of solar flares. It's just a little disruptive. Communications might be a little disrupted in the next little while. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Any other 3 card readings? The company I work for will be hired for. Oh, are you going to be hired full time for the company that you're working for part time? I think is the question. No problem. In the cut. Interesting name. So are you part? I think it's the end of a cycle. You got a 10 card, and it came up again. Hey, even though I shuffled. So the situation that you're in, it's coming to an end. Okay, so you are gonna be getting the a full-time job. I'm not quite certain if it's the place that you're working, but this or another opportunity again is going to be falling in your lap. Okay, for full-time employment. So do not worry about that. I know you're worried, but something is going to be falling in your lap, which may be the same company that you're working in, or one that's adjacent that you may put an application in, and they want somebody full-time. That is going to be happening around you. Okay, so yes, there is a full-time employment. It's just they're just showing me 2 different places. Okay, you'll pick the right one. Not to worry. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Okay, we're at the hour mark. Just a reminder, if I didn't get to your question, put it in the comment section down below when this becomes a regular YouTube video or Twitch or Facebook or whatever it's going to be. And so I don't forget. Okay. And if you'd like to keep your cryptocurrency safe from the EU coming for it, make sure you go to the website at secondreadings.com where you can get to the link to protect your cryptocurrencies on a Trezor wallet, cold wallet, the safest place you can put your cryptocurrencies. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to the website secondreadingsbyandre.com and book a reading. My wife's on the ball. She's great. And book a reading. You give me an email, and we'll sort out the details then. What else we got going on? I think that's it. Readings. Treasure. What was that?
See you Tuesday for the special episode.
Tuesday. Ooh. It's all about it. Well, a portion of it is going to be about XRP. It was an idea that one of the people I watch a lot of brought up. Okay? About XRP. So make sure you mark it on your calendar, and make sure to put on your calendar that we do live here on the whatever channel we're watching this on, mostly YouTube, that we do live shows here at Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central, and Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central. So make sure you mark that down on your calendar, and make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Tuesday.